Happy 20th anniversary, Pokemon! What do you say we celebrate with Pokemon's what? Generation 7's here already? Oh man! While I personally think that it's way too early for a new generation entirely, there's no use dwelling on the past. There's a small chance that we'll still get a Pokemon Z because of those Zygarde pictures, but there's a small chance that's only gonna be for the anime, which would be disappointing, but I digress. Anyways, we're getting a new generation sometime in the near future, so I want to get my thoughts out there while the topic is still fresh. Just what do I want from this new generation of Pokemon? How could it be one of the best like no one ever was? Reach for the stars, and sun, and moon, because this discussion video will hopefully answer that question, so let's do this thing. For story, I could go either way. What I mean from this is that the story could be as deep as Generation 5, or as cheesy and simple as Generation 2. Generation 2 had a simple story that was more for laughs, with Team Rocket trying to make a comeback, and the team itself just being full of goofballs. But I didn't mind that, since Pokemon isn't really the first thing that comes to mind when I think of an RPG with a great story. That'd be the Tales series. Those are awesome games, by the way. Sorry, getting off topic. If you want a simple story, that's fine. At the end of the day, you're battling people with an electric mouse and containing the being who created the world in a tiny red ball. A complicated story really isn't necessary. But say we're just gonna keep on going with this deep story genre, or whatever you want to call it in the series. If so, listen to my pointers, Game Freak. That is, if you're watching this at all. Make all the characters develop like in Generation 5, but don't force them into the game like Generation 6. There were too many in Gen 6, and I felt like they were being pushed down my throat. Except to balance character development, good villains, and trying to get all the gym badges, so I've come up with an idea to satisfy all those. That is, if you want as many characters in Generation 6. If you want to keep the cast small, that's fine. The cast was fairly small in Generation 5, and in turn, it was one of the best casts in the series. But, here's my point. Leave the evil organization in the journey to become the champion in the main story. But for the side characters, I say go the Persona 4 and Exilium 2 route, but these could be continued as the game progresses, where you talk to them in town, and continue on to a part of an overarching side quest that further develops the characters. This can make the player grow an appreciation for the character, develop the characters themselves, and it wouldn't shoehorn them into the story. That way, it's an option for those who care about the characters, and for those who just want a regular Pokemon adventure, they can have that too. Choice for both types of fans. It's a win-win! Also, please make the villains intimidating. I want a main antagonist that I love to hate. Don't make him, or her, I don't judge, too hateful. Give them a great personality, but don't forget that they're a villain, so make them succeed. Make every plan they have meaning, and possibly foreshadow their main goal. Because honey does not equal making a new world. Does that make any sense? I don't think that makes any sense. One final thing on the characters. I want to remember the gym leaders. Generation 6 had some of the most forgettable gym leaders in the series. In fact, I only remember one, and that's Karina. Why is that? Because you don't just see her in her gym, but outside of her gym in some story sections, reminding me that she had a personality and was, well, a person. Generation 5 did this with every gym leader, making that game have the most memorable cast of gym leaders. So I ask that you do the same with every gym leader in Sun and Moon. This would make the cast feel more alive and, in turn, memorable. Which is absolutely necessary at this point due to how forgettable the gym leaders were in Kalos. You remember any of these guys? Because I didn't. I'm not too concerned with graphics or music. All I ask is for good 3D models and a lot of color. Make each background pop. Make each city, route, and dungeon have something new to offer that'll make them look memorable at the same time. But I'm not too concerned about that and presentation in general, so let's get right into my gameplay hopes. I see in the trailer that vehicles may be a bigger thing, or the internet's just throwing things out of proportion again. But if so, I want a choice in how I can travel in terms of transportation. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, ATVs, and much more should be a choice for how I get from town A to B in the new region. But don't make the roads boring. Add different terrains that won't slow me down like they did in the Sinnoh games, and add tons of alternate routes so there will be a lot of different ways to get to one place, and in turn more secrets. But vehicles shouldn't be mandatory, make it so that going by foot is fun too. Once again, alternate routes are a surefire way of making the interesting region design. Detours and side attractions would be nice too. I want trainer customization to make its grand return. I want to customize the way my trainer looks, but give me the amount of options, if not more, than what Pokken has to offer. Skin color, clothes, height, and all the little things that should be how I want them to be. If customization is a big part of Pokemon, why should I be limited to how I look myself? Of course, don't be lazy with the trainer design. Give us a default trainer design for those who don't want to be customized. But don't limit us at the beginning of the game. Give us all the options we want from the get-go so we can customize our trainer from the start and in turn make the adventure more personal. Just throwing that out there. Oh boy, here's the biggie. Let's talk about the battle system. I want it to be as fast as Generation 5. Animation should be quick but effective, health bars should raise or drop snappy, and overall just don't make me feel like I'm waiting a la Generation 4. I don't need a new type, just some balancing, specifically with the ice types as they're way too weak. Give them a lot more resistance, Game Freak. Which leads me to my next point though. I don't want Megas to return. Why? Because I don't like them. They're broken and are just an excuse to get past the no legendaries rule. Who really cares about losing a held item when you can tear through a whole team with only one Pokemon? Make these a Generation 6 exclusive feature. They're just so broken, and in my eyes, make the competitive scene completely unbalanced. Especially because not every Pokemon gets one, and those that don't have one have no equal way to counter them. They're broken, they're legendary, they're unfair, so I just want to say goodbye to them. It's a very low chance that they're gonna say goodbye as they're looking to be a serious staple, so if they are going to stay, just make them a little bit more fair. Maybe lower the infinite time limit to about 5 or 4 turns at max, or just give every other Pokemon who didn't get a Mega Evolution an equal footing. Taking an idea from the Ultimate Ninja Storm series, make an item available to every Pokemon that powers up their best stats, while slightly raising their worst stats, just like a Mega would. You wouldn't need to make new designs, just give them an aura to know that the item is activated, like Ultimate Ninja Storm. That would make the whole Mega scene a lot more fair and bearable, but until then, I'm just gonna keep whining. One final thing for the battle system, make it hard. I want a challenging Pokemon adventure, but make the difficulty curve natural. If you're gonna give us hard gym leaders, give us hard trainers leading up to it. If I have to grind, that's fine, but there's always the option of using the new EXP share, and I'd like to keep that an option, mind you. And also, one final thing, make the last gym leader have 6 freaking Pokemon again. Why are the games so easy now? Now for Pokemon. Give us a lot of new ones. Generation 6 didn't even give us 100. I'd say at the least 120 new Pokemon. Different type combinations that haven't been done before, new moves to accompany them, possibly new abilities, and in turn new challenges. Heck, I want these next games to go back to the black and white route by forcing us to use a new Pokemon and only giving us Pokemon we know after we become the champion. I didn't mind it then since it helped me get to know the new pocket monsters, so come on, get us out of our comfort zone. And again, if Megas do return, don't limit them to the Pokemon we already know. Enough with the fan service, give the new Pokemon a fighting chance. That's all for the big things, so let's talk about the little things. I want that charm that was in Generation 4. Quirky and self-aware NPCs are always a blast to talk to and give the game a lot of personality. I'd admit those to the legendary Pokemon again to give the region a bit of depth. Speaking of legendary Pokemon, don't just hand them to us in the Wi-Fi events, but make them sort of a mini quest like they were in Generation 4. You know, to make us really earn them and make the process of obtaining them more interesting. Side quests should also get more of a bigger role instead of them solely being daily events. Make them quests or side adventures, and don't forget to reward us for doing them. Maybe some can be connected to legendaries or rare Pokemon? How about rare items? Eggs? The possibilities are endless. I'd also give everyone at Game Freak a high five if Gym Leaders and Elite 4 plus Champion rematches came back, just to add more challenge to the post game and remind us why we're the Pokemon Champion. Give us fun minigames, daily events, and for the love of all that is good, please bring back the Battle Frontier. It made the post game so good. And also make the post game, you know, last a while, like Black and White 2. X and Y had such a short post game, so we need to fix that. And that's really it. With these changes, I feel like we could have arguably the best Pokemon game to date. Of course, I'll always be biased to my favorite, partially due to the nostalgia and just how good it is, but that's beside the point. Generation 7 is coming a lot sooner than I had hoped, but with all these features, this could be the game to fill in the empty gap Generation 6 left me with. Or, you know, you could just give me a Pokemon Z. Nobody? Okay, cool. Or Warm. I don't really care at this point. Hey look, you're at the end of this discussion video. My first one too. Hope you liked it. As someone just getting back into the series, there may have been some things I overlooked, so by all means, let me know some of your opinions on what you want to be in the next game. Or you can just comment about how you agree or disagree with my opinions. I love talking with you guys in comments, so go nuts. On the left, you'll see my most recent countdown, being my top 10 favorite games I played in 2015, and on the right, you'll be able to see Sonic Runners, the good and the bad, because that's the closest thing I have to a review at this point on this channel. But getting back to this video, if you liked it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more discussion videos along with my countdowns and reviews, which I swear are coming soon. But anyways, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time, and stay awesome!